I'm going to take it that I'm live. All right.
We are indeed.
Welcome to Popcast on the Rocks. I know we got all the viewers sitting, waiting patiently, us flubbing around here, but we're going now. It's The Boys, Season 1, Episodes 3 and 4 that we're going to be getting to later. So if you've seen them, you're watching with us, which hopefully you are, then we'll be getting into that later. Until then, we have a little bit of news, but I am John. It's not news. That's the same as always. And I am joined by Andrea. How's it going?
Good. Doing well on this Wednesday. How about yourself? Making it through the week okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a hat kind of day, and I keep saying I'm John, you're Andrea. Maybe we need cool nicknames,
Oh, okay.
Like show names. Spice it up. Yeah.
What would your show name be now that you've brought this up?
I didn't think of this at all.
On the spot, think of your show name, John.
Yeah. I've had my Xbox gamer tag for a long time. And that was always just oh boy, I don't know if I should tell everybody. All of a sudden I get mauled online.
Well, you don't have to tell us your full gamer tag if you don't want to. You can tell us.
Yeah, was my chosen Spanish name, Joaquin.
Okay. All right.
And then my chosen Japanese name is Takshi. And then otherwise that's about it. I never really had much for nicknames, so
sure. Yeah, my gamer tag I've also had for a long time is Sasha, of course. A well-used nickname from my college days. And yeah, otherwise I can't really think of like nicknames that I have. Like people tried calling me Drea. So sometimes I like jokingly will appear in things as like Dr. Dre.
Oh yes, that's right.
But obviously can't claim that as my nickname. That's taken. Yep. But yeah, no, I've never really had a nickname that stuck. I mean, one friend calls me Andy, and that's about it. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Andy.
Do I look like an Andy? What do you think?
No, I refuse to be called that. Excuse me, good sir or Mrs. None of that.
Not my name. I do have a cousin, Andrew, who we already call Andy. So it definitely feels weird to me. I like look around when it happens and I'm like, my cousin's here? No, that's me. Okay. So.
Yeah. No.
Well, I guess if some night we're feeling bold, we can be Sasha and Joaquin.
Yeah.
Maybe someday when we're just feeling
like that, actually.
Right?
Sasha and Joaquin. It sounds a little more exotic all of a sudden. I mean, we're just yeah.
You never know what Sasha and Joaquin will say.
Yep. All right. Fitness trainer is back in chat.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, he likes my glasses. That's much appreciated. No, I am not going blind, fortunately, as of yet. These are just blue light filtering glasses. So that mumbo jumbo that probably doesn't make any difference. That's not like there's no real evidence for or whatever. I've got those on. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the accessories working tonight. Got your glasses, got your hat.
I know. The shout out to pseudoscience. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like the earbuds that look like gauges and like flat bill Mandalorian hat.
Yeah. This could be Joaquin's look right here.
Yeah. Or I just change hats every night.
That's right.
And then we'll see if anyone notices when I start to repeat.
That's right. Yeah. How many hats can you go through? How many hats do you want to buy? Do you want to have a room in your house for your hats?
I have a number of hats. It could take a bit before I
Yeah.
go through them all without having to purchase any. So
All right. Well, let's see them, Joaquin.
yeah. All right. Well, what are you drinking, Sasha?
Well, today is August 19th, and we are sandwiched in the middle of two drinking holidays today. Yesterday was Pinot Noir Day, and tomorrow is National Lemonade Day. So that is what I've decided to honor today. And I've got a vodka lemonade.
Okay. All
Yep,
right. Sounds good.
it
It
is
looks like a
indeed.
pink lemonade.
It is a pink lemonade.
Right.
It's well, I mean, it's a pink lemonade, but it's actually like raspberry lemonade. So
Mhm.
it is
Well,
delicious
our
and summery and refreshing. So, because
producer
somebody,
honors National Lemonade Day all the time.
oh yes,
Hmm.
Alan, you fan?
Lemonade and coffee, I believe it is.
Oh, I don't know. His face looks like he has something to say about that.
Well, I mean, we've given him a hard time about it before because that doesn't sound good, but
Mm-mm.
he swears by it, and I will try it when we have lemonade next. I just
Okay.
don't normally have lemonade, so
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, I'd give it a okay, cold press. Okay. That makes a little
Well,
more
okay. I
sense.
mean, all right. Technicality. I mean, I didn't think we'd take hot coffee and lemonade. That would
Well,
be.
no, but like, you could have somebody,
I,
brewing a cup of hot coffee and waiting till it gets
I
cold and then
got
being like,
you. Yeah.
smash them together. I don't know.
Yep. Yep.
So yes, very important distinction. I would try that cold press and lemonade. I would try that.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
So yeah,
Well, we'll have Alan the master make it for us.
that's
So
right.
it's the
Mix
right
mix
way.
it up.
Um.
What have you
Well, I
got?
know we just like. Oh yeah, I suppose I should answer that, shouldn't I? I have a just a beer.
Okay.
Um, it's got kind of lemonade vibes in the colors
Mm-hmm.
going on. Sort of a big lemon looking shape
Oh yeah. Okay.
on it. So I'm guessing I'm gonna go with that.
Sure.
Uh, but yeah,
Tangential holiday
yep,
celebration. I dig it. Yeah, somebody told me the other day that it was feeling like fall, like there was a breeze going through and it was a little bit cooler in
yes,
Minnesota, and I was like, I'm not ready to let go. So I felt like vodka lemonade was still like me holding on to summer through my summery drink.
yeah. Well, it's still warm, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did have that little spell of weather, but yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Well, fitness trainers probably tired of the of the lemonade talk. I don't know, weather. So, what do we got for news here? What's going on?
Well, to kick us off, I noticed that a brand new Netflix show appeared this week in my queue. It's a little mini series called High Score. It's 6 episodes, and it just kind of like walks us through a little bit of history of video gaming, talking with certain producers of kind of classic games, looking at the different gaming systems, kind of what's been most popular on some of them, walking us through different elements of production and yeah, very kind of like nostalgic piece. But I thought it was kind of fun for Netflix to do,
Yeah.
kind of focusing on the gaming industry. I think it's something obviously a lot of people can relate to right now as we're all looking for things to do while at home, and video games I think have seen a big surge. So yeah,
Oh,
why not take people through, what the history of all of this is. So
yeah. I would certainly give this a look. I
mhm.
enjoy this kind of thing. Marquez Brownlee, for anyone that's in the tech sphere on YouTube, anyways, he does a series for YouTube
Mhm.
called Retro Tech, I think, and it's two of the gaming related things he's covered is the Sega Genesis and the Game Boy, the original Game
Oh
Boy, and
sure.
kind of go over stuff that's been pretty fundamental or
Mhm.
important in the world of technology. And it's fun because like he's so prevalent in the
Mhm.
tech reviewer sphere. He gets so much attention. His words are considered by everyone now, or whatever, in that landscape. But he's so young,
Mhm.
so it's fun. Like I just watched the other day one where he did was covering the Walkman, and he never used one, just like cassettes are a foreign thing.
Sure.
So,
How do you insert this in
yeah.
here? So you have to do it
Yeah.
right. You have to put it like the right side, the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun to watch him struggle through those things.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
But, yep.
Yeah, it sounds
Well,
like
cool.
this series is kind of heavy on the nostalgia, maybe not like too heavy on technical details. So might be a little bit lighter, but still like a fun thing to check out.
Yep. Cool. Well, in other gaming news,
Mhm.
Baldur's Gate, Larian Studios had an event earlier this week and showed a little more gameplay. Had kind of an interview with people behind the game, and one of the guys. I don't know what his title is, but he does big story stuff for D&D because this is a D&D game.
Mhm.
And the early access release is September 30th. So they're basically giving you sort of the intro, or I forget how they describe it, but first chunk of the game that
Mhm.
you'll be able to start playing on the 30th on PC and Stadia. And yeah, I'm excited. Ashley's playing through, their last game, Divinity Original Sin 2 again right now.
Okay.
So she's excited. She's not excited that it's not coming to consoles. That's
Sure.
the bummer for her. She's used to playing on Xbox, and that's what she wants it to be on. And
Mhm.
I'm guessing it will be on that in the future, but she's not willing
Right.
to wait. Not
Okay.
gonna wait for that to happen.
All
So,
right. Well, I mean, yeah, if you want it enough,
yep,
switch it over. Play on whatever you
yep,
can get your hands on.
yep. Well, I've got this comfy, cozy chair now, so she'll do just fine playing on the computer. So, um, it's a short news week. I mean, we did just like talk 2 days ago.
Mhm.
So anyone that hasn't seen that show, our regular one, from Sunday, go and check that out.
Mhm.
But 2 music stories. I
Mhm.
only don't talk much music on here usually.
That's
We
true.
should let us know if we want to hear more about like our music stuff, music preferences. But Lindsay Sterling got famous on YouTube again, playing her violin and dancing around in like cosplay for nerdy things.
Mhm.
Super famous now. She is doing tomorrow, August 20th at 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern time, a like live concert, virtual concert.
Awesome.
So I
Awesome.
don't know if like there's going to be a VR. It doesn't mention this, so I'm guessing it's not. I know she's done a thing with like augmented reality before, like had herself kind of scanned in, and so there's a digital avatar of
Yeah.
herself. Maybe they're doing that again. I'm not sure. It's called the Artemis Reprise, so maybe. But
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, I'd tune in for this. I love Lindsay Sterling. I think she's an
yeah,
excellent player, and she does very inventive things.
yes,
She does quite a bit of instrumentals for the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which I'm totally addicted to.
oh
So
really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, she does a lot of instrumentals for those. So
Oh,
definitely a
that's
pairing of two of my favorite things.
sure. And then London Grammar had a live event today, and
Ooh.
they released a new song called "Baby It's You." And I listened. It's not my favorite of theirs. I'll have to give it another couple of listens, I suppose.
Sure,
But anytime London Grammar is releasing something, I will pay attention.
sure.
So yeah, I mean, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's
Um,
nothing happened, I guess.
I did want to quickly mention, even though we've talked about this before, I noticed this today,
Hmm.
especially. So we've noted previously that DC Fandom is coming up
Hmm.
this weekend, Saturday the 22nd. I have seen commercials on TV, like regular TV for DC Fandom,
Interesting.
at least 3 times an hour. Like
Well,
crazy amounts of commercials for DC Fandom. So it has got me very interested to see like what the turnout is going to be for this because
Mm-hmm.
they're doing so much heavy advertising. Like they
The crash
clearly,
size.
yeah, they clearly want to get in this space and maybe get on eventually, not right away, but eventually want to get maybe on a playing field with Comic-Con. You know what I mean? Like they clearly aren't just doing this as like,
Yeah.
oh, Comic-Con's virtual this year, like maybe we'll just do our own thing one
Mhm.
year and then we're just like snapping back to Comic-Con. I think they're testing the waters pretty heavily to see if they could do this sort of like sustainable event and eventually move it in person. Kind of once
Okay.
that's a thing again. That's what it seems like to me. Just with the crazy ad buy, I just feel like
Yeah.
they're pushing real hard, and I think they want to see
Hmm.
what they can do. So I will be very
Well,
interested to see what attendance is like for that event.
yeah. To me, it says they have something to show. I
Yeah,
mean, if they're going to spend the money, they must have something that's worth it.
right. I mean, I
I mean, I
know,
guess
like,
that'd
I
be.
looking at the program and stuff, they said like, oh, we've got several surprises. Whether it's sort of intimated at like, a release of a thing, a product, or a surprise guest coming on or whatever. Um, So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've got plenty to show. I'm just curious as to what that is and what is worth this ad buy.
Yeah. I wonder what it's like. There's teaser trailers. I
Hmm.
was wondering if I could see what the ad actually was and watch it because I haven't seen any of this.
Well, I mean, it just kind of starts out and it's like calling all fans, and then there's like these, it's a hall with multiple screens that appear, and then there's like digitized people walking through them, and it's like DC Fandom, the ultimate fan event, coming this Saturday, August 22nd, 24 hours, free access, everybody gets in, register at DC Fandom, and they've got like the screens are playing like the Harley Quinn cartoon. They've got like the Flash movie that's going to be upcoming this year, of course. They've got one more big one up on the screen that I can't remember. I've seen this so many times. I feel like seriously, I could tell you about it in my sleep. But
I'm seeing what you're talking about. You're like basically narrating as I'm watching it now because yeah, it's
yeah, I feel like I crushed it pretty honestly for
yep,
just like
you
being in my
did.
memory.
Yep, it works.
So
Okay. Yeah, it's that's gonna be interesting.
yeah.
Sometimes I'm glad they're honestly I understand why everybody wants to do their own event. That's fine. You
Mhm.
get to control the messaging and do it how you want. But sometimes it gets to be an issue. I know in the video game space when they have E3 normally, then you start getting these what like Bethesda's doing a conference, EA is doing a conference. They're all doing one, and they don't always have enough to show by
Mhm.
themselves.
Yep.
You know, um, so we'll see. I mean, obviously, with a Comic Con, people that go are often committed to like one event. They
Right.
walk the floor or whatever, but then basically they get to choose an event to go to
Right.
because you're waiting in line so long and stuff. So I guess, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll just be
I don't
interesting.
know.
I was just surprised by the, very mainstream TV ad buy. So
Yeah,
just wanted to throw it out there to see. Like I mean, I'm gonna attend digitally, of course, and check it all out. But yeah, we'll be interested to see how successful that is for DC.
yeah. All right. Well, cool. Everybody
Hmm.
look forward to it.
That's right.
Um, in other comic book stuff, we've
Hmm.
like really been on the comic book based
We
content here
have, we have.
for a long time.
Not always knowingly
Um,
though. We a
yes,
couple
I
episodes
know.
ago we reviewed Old Guard and did not know that it was based on a comic. So
That's true.
even when we're
Yep.
not thinking it, we're thinking it.
I know. It's pervasive. So, yeah. So spoilerific time now.
Hmm.
We'll get into The Boys season 1. We got episodes 3 and 4. Again, watch through it with us. We're gonna get it done just in time for season 2 to come out.
Hmm.
So you can catch it all. Catch
Yeah,
it
we
all.
timed it perfectly.
Yep. What did you think of episode 3?
Episode 3. I loved the way it started out. It
Okay.
was, obviously after our big moment, closing out episode 2, where Huey kills Translucent, just
hmm
blows him the F up. Um, and I love that episode 3 just like starts in the very like mundane, what would be the after effects of blowing somebody up? Like, oh man, we have to like shovel the floors full of body parts and, clean ourselves off. So it was very like a weird sort of, the energy in the room was very just like, okay, we're doing some chores. So I like that, we're this like big contrast between like we killed translucent. Nobody was like having a party, nobody was celebrating. It was just like,
Right.
let's just get to the practicalities of this. Which I think is part of what makes the boys successful. It feels very real. It's not like, they all kind of went out and had like a celebratory pizza and beer and we got one. It was just like,
Sure.
cool, like we did it, feel awesome for a second, now let's get some other shit done. So
Yep.
yeah, I
Well,
gotta,
it shows you who Butcher and Frenchie are.
yeah,
How what they're used to dealing with and
right,
doing.
they're very in
It's
the trenches
not
of this.
yeah. hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the beginning. I thought before you blow up the place, you should hose down the walls a little bit. Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, yeah, they got a
Um,
little hurried at the end there, but
yep.
most of
Then
it
we
was
get to see um uh what's her name again? Starlight.
Annie.
Again,
Yeah.
job not what she was hoping it would be.
Yeah.
Life not living up to up to the dream.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought this was a really great scene to transition to, especially after, Huey's sort of learning that, rolling with Billy and Frenchie isn't exactly gonna be what he thought he was signing up for. And now Starlight is getting her own taste of my job isn't what I'm exactly signing up for.
Yeah.
Um, so it's very different scenarios, but kind of parallel experiences. Um,
Yep.
and yeah, I thought it was a great way to showcase the machine of Vought Industries. They don't really care about like the individual superhero. They're just like, put the perfect packaging on it. Let's make a story. Like, let's sell, sell, sell. This is what it's
Mhm.
about. So yeah.
Yep. Leave before it's too late. Just get out. I mean, we need to know more, but can't you don't you think there's an economy for superheroes outside of this one company?
I mean,
I
there
mean,
must
clearly they're
be.
the it talent agency,
Right.
basically,
Right.
but
There must be something because I mean there are obviously like other stars,
yeah.
or I mean I feel like it's a little Hollywood, like there's definitely like
Mm,
ranks of casting agencies or talent agencies or studios, and you've got all the
sure.
same kinds of things here because when you look at like A Train's girlfriend Pop Claw, she clearly
hmm
has been in stuff, she's done things, she's got her own advertising, but it's just not, she's not the 7, she's not the elite, she's not,
Right.
got the best of the best. So,
Yep. Well, take a little bit less money and keep a little bit more dignity.
yeah. Yeah,
you
that's the
know?
choice you gotta make, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I just want to know more of this about this economy.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to see here.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you'd have especially if you have particularly excellent gift,
Mhm.
power or whatever, or personality, you then have leverage. You
Mhm.
have bargaining abilities here. You'd have your own.
Right.
You would have your own agent, and they'd be like, this other agency can offer me whatever the amount, or
Sure.
the same, and yet they get to keep their own costume they design, or
Right.
whatever, and you'd have that discussion. And
Right.
so I want to know why that seems to not be the case, or what's
Mhm.
going on in this world, or if it's an oversight.
Yeah, I
So
think I think this episode gives us a really interesting glimpse into, you know, who has power, and how do they get it? Obviously for these superheroes, their power is tied to public, likability and their image and
Yep.
their reputation and all of that kind of thing. Um, and it's interesting that, Starlight maybe doesn't think to use this moment in which she is insanely popular to
Yep.
say, like, no, I'm doing super well right now. Like, you can back off with all of your marketing and your new outfit.
Yep.
Um, like, and perhaps as she gets deeper into this, she'll understand, that more. Like, we get a glimpse of the other side where A-Train's kind of like struggling to get back some of his popularity by winning this, race against
Yeah.
Shockwave. And he's like, hey, once I win this race and the public loves me and I'm the fastest, like, that's when I have all of my bargaining power.
Yep.
So we get kind of two opposite sides of, when do they have power? How do they get it? What are they going to use it for? Um, and yeah, I think an interesting glimpse into how their narratives and their stories are told, you
Yep.
know, um, because I thought it was particularly interesting when A Train is talking to Popclaw and he's like, oh yeah, I have to say these like, you know, player sorts of things because it's my brand or whatever. It got
Yeah.
me thinking like, did Vought come up with your brand? Did you kind of start your brand and they like ran with it? Or did
Right.
they just like totally be like, no, you're just going to be a player and that's all you're going to be? Like, I don't care if you want to be, really
Yep.
nice or whatever. This is the kind of character we need in the seven. So,
Yep.
yeah, very interesting to see how that all gets created.
Yep. Yeah, they're doing well with the you know, each of the characters so far has shown to have some layers.
Hmm.
They have something else going on. They have something to care about. They have like there's no one that's flat at this point and
Hmm.
just there to be there or is seemingly lacking motivation. So
Mm. Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
I did think that about Translucent a little bit until we got bombed
Yes,
to
exactly.
not
Yep.
put too fine a point on it in the next episode with some information
Yep.
about his character.
Yep.
So
Well, I've
well
got a
done.
beef. Um, even though they maybe don't. What's Huey got against pizza rolls? All right,
I
what's
knew you were
going
gonna
on?
bring that up. I knew you were.
Fitness trainer in the chat might not like pizza rolls too. I got problems with that. Come on, what's
Late
going
night
on?
pizza rolls. Is there anything better?
Not a lot.
Um,
You know.
yeah, so that was a fun sort of domestic, moment that Huey was having with Simon Pegg. I still can't think of
Yep.
him as Huey's dad. I just like look at him and I just go, "Oh my God, Simon Pegg's on my screen." Um, but yeah, so they have like a little father-son, kind of declaring of independence moment here, where Huey
Mm,
comes home and tells him all the things that he doesn't like anymore. That he's not a child and he's just moving out, going away.
yep.
So that was a very grounded, real moment, I thought, amidst all
Mhm.
the superhero chaos.
Yep.
But yeah, what is
I'm
wrong
glad
with you,
he like
Huey?
said sorry though.
Roles.
He kind of freaked out. I'm glad he
Yeah,
did say sorry before he left. So.
yeah. Well, and it's tough. I
Mm,
think I think there are a lot of storylines in TV shows where parents have a really hard time seeing their kids grow up and they remember very specific things about their kids. And the kids are always like, that was me at, 7, or that was me 10 years ago,
yeah.
or I feel like that's a very common um thing where parents are kind of stuck in the past and they don't quite evolve with their kids all the time because they're just so
Yep.
nostalgic for all the time when you were this old and you wanted to be with me and stuff. So yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird relationship or it's an odd relationship because yeah, you have that, but it's like he's almost what they would often do as a stereotypical sort of overbearing mother in a
Hmm.
way, where
Hmm.
like you say, not seeing them grow, still seeing them
Yep.
as a child, but
Hmm.
also like using kind of demeaning language to keep you that way.
Yeah. Hmm.
It was like you don't have what it takes. You're not, I don't either. We're not, stay
Right.
home,
Right.
basically
Yeah.
accept your fate.
Yeah, it's an interesting double dynamic where, Huey's dad has sort of given up on any sort of life accomplishment, and he just kind of wants Huey with him. You know what I mean? Like he wants Huey to be
Mhm.
at his same level. It's like, yeah, like I've given up, so why don't you, and I'll just be comfortable, just be
Yeah.
you and me here. That way I don't have to kind of feel bad about myself, and you'll just be with me so I can have that companionship. So,
Yep. It's
yeah.
an interesting like human psychology thing
Mhm.
where
Yeah.
I've listened to a psychologist talk about a little bit how you might be in a household, and if you attempt to say it's a messy chaotic home, and
Mhm.
you've got like a lot of siblings and parents that fight or something like that, and if you attempt to take like your section of your room and clean it up, how you'll get pushback from
Mhm.
the rest of the family. Like, what are
Right.
you doing? Like, do you think you're better than us or something?
Right.
Because it all of a sudden you're doing something to improve your situation or elevate
Mhm.
yourself or whatever, and you
Right.
in turn make everyone else look bad.
Mhm.
And so it's like, well, I have to either stop being lazy or change something in order
Mhm.
for me. It's the same as people get upset as someone getting in shape, you
Yes,
know, like giving
absolutely.
them a hard time or whatever, or eating a certain way or whatever. It's like you're doing this because you are now feeling inadequate and threatened.
Yes,
And so I think we see a little bit of that in this relationship.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough moment when he
Um,
goes home, but a
yes.
necessary one.
Yep. Let's see. So Butcher's new friend,
Yeah. Mr.
Fruit.
Milk, Mother's Milk,
Yeah.
which, oh, I'm so sorry. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
More
Um,
parent issues.
yeah. So yeah, we got introduced to him this episode, and he is clearly like he works in a juvenile detention center. Not sure if his last name is Milk. So he's literally his first name
He's
is
literally
Mothers.
Mr. Milk.
His first name is
Well,
Mothers.
no, probably not. That's probably the nickname then that's given to him.
Marvin T. Milk.
Marvin.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That's terrible. All right. That's at least a little bit better. Um, anyway, so yeah, so he's clearly like in charge at a juvenile detention center. Um, so we got a very. I was not um, prepared for this like introduction, so I was kind of wondering what this random sort of break was until
Mhm.
Billy walks in and he's like, "Oh shit." Like I was like, "Okay, good. We're getting another like background character for Billy and a
Yep.
new kind of member of the gang here." So that was fun. Um and yeah, it's a really good job by the show, I think, like teasing out little bits of his past with Billy. Obviously, he knows Frenchie. They had a falling out, and the show was kind of like
Yep.
giving us little by little what exactly happened there. So
Yep.
yeah, this guy seems like a good addition. Obviously, thinks on
Hmm.
his feet, is very quick and ad-libbing in situations, pays attention to the details of things. Very handy this
Yep.
episode,
Yep.
and I just like him.
Um, yeah. Yeah. No, he's likable so far.
Hmm.
Um, he didn't marinate the tilapia though. You
Yeah,
forgot.
yeah.
God,
Monique is gonna be
maybe he's
mad.
not a good guy.
My
I
gosh.
mean,
I don't know. I mean, he did promise to go to the jewelry store on payday, make it rain, champagne showers. I think I would forgive not marinating the tilapia.
yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Um,
guess.
I did just kind of building on that for like half a second. I really did enjoy this episode's kind of exploration of, the group of the boys and their very weird relationships with women. Because
Mm,
obviously Mr. Milk, is pretty much whipped by his girlfriend. Like she is definitely in charge. Like he's,
well,
very
I guess I didn't read it that way.
I mean,
I,
he doesn't make like no decisions on his own, but like she's clearly like the stronger personality who like likes having things her way, and he's very okay with that. He's very okay with like, yeah, let's, I'm gonna make you dinner, pick you up that bottle of wine you like, we'll draw a bubble bath, we'll go to the jewelry store. Like, he's all about that. So
it's hard not hearing that voice on the other end.
I know.
Like
I do want to meet
happening.
her. I do want to meet her, whoever she turns out to be. But then taking a look at Frenchie and reuniting with his girlfriend in the cafe, after she blew up their old place. And she's very much like, you haven't been home lately. You better come back to me. I found us a new place and you're going to show up because I miss you. And she was very like forceful and direct about, they're together and he will come home to her. So yeah, just thought it was very interesting, like these relationship dynamics.
Can you name a non-dysfunctional relationship in the show?
I mean, yes, but no. Because I mean, Huey and Robin seemed great, but I saw them for I mean, I saw them for a total of 20 seconds, so maybe.
Right. Doesn't count.
Right. So also, we also in episode 4 got a sneak peek of Billy in kind of his past with a mystery woman in a cute little house with a dog, in their bedroom, like having a good time. They seemed like very normal, but again, it's like 20 seconds of, maybe normalcy in a shit-filled relationship. So
it's done.
So I don't really know.
Yeah.
So yes, but no.
It's like, to me, there, as far as I can tell, there's not a non-dysfunctional relationship in the show at present that is persisting today.
Yes.
I really almost mean any, I was gonna like narrow it down to romantic, but all the business relationships as well.
Yeah.
Like they're all, it's the partnership, Huey has with Butcher and stuff, like it's that's not healthy at this point either,
No.
Oh, do this or I'll, I'm going to bust out your knees.
Right.
Okay. So
yeah,
I don't.
I would say that Huey and Annie come close. Annie, Stargirl, or Starlight.
Don't get me started on that.
They come close, but like if you take it at a surface level, but obviously we can't do that.
Yeah.
Because we as the viewer know more. But yes.
Okay. Mr. Edgar. That was that perked my ears up. I'm excited for whatever Mr. Edgar is.
Yeah.
So he's the one guy, it seems, that Homelander is ready to instantly do what is told from.
Right. Yeah. This intro to Mr. Edgar and whatever 82 is, where Madeline's like, you can go right down to 82 and tell him. I mean, maybe it's floor 82. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, this intro reminds me very much of the first 2 episodes where they would just like drop in Compound V and give no explanation for it. And now here in episodes 3 and 4, we get the explanation of, what Compound V is and what it does. So I'm hoping that maybe in the next couple episodes, we'll have kind of the same thing. We'll get introduced to Mr. Edgar.
Then in these episodes, we got a little more of Queen Maeve.
Yeah, that was fun.
I did not like her fight scene. I didn't think it was well done.
The training one, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
It was a lot of like, it was just that kind of stereotypical, a lot of jump cuts to cover up not really having good choreography or anything.
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
Yeah, it's typical training scene.
Yeah. I'm used to Daredevil now, and we watched that. What was the one with Charlize Theron again?
Old Guard.
Yeah, Old Guard. John Wick. My standards are higher.
I agree. I agree.
So, but then I love the scene that followed, where Homelander is talking and just complaining to Maeve, kind of like, why do we follow these orders? Why do we jump when we're told to? What's the deal? They're just humans.
as
Just
they're
people.
going to take down like a hostile shooter
Yeah.
just
Hmm.
in the middle of a standoff with the SWAT team. Yeah. Just having like a mundane, complaining about his
Yeah.
job
Yep.
conversation. Yeah, I thought that conversation was very revealing um, in terms of so many things. Obviously, we learned that Homelander and Queen Maeve used to date or go
Hmm.
out or hook up or whatever their relationship was. They had one. So I'd kind of guessed at that, but hadn't had it confirmed yet. So that's an interesting dynamic there. She is clearly not, whatever happened, she is clearly not interested in that ever being a thing again.
Right.
Um, which good for her. Like, because Homelander reveals himself to just be creepier and creepier all the time. They're walking in and having this conversation about, why do we jump when they say jump? And she's very like practical, and you know, they sign our paychecks, and then he just puts his fist inside the shooter and kills
Yep.
him out of the blue, just like no talking, no warning, just dead. And
Yep.
then is like, oh, you know the drill. He shot at us first, and then just like shoots at Maeve
Yep.
just to make
So
it
we've
look
got.
like they were attacked. That was a lot of information in a very short time.
Yep. Yeah. Dense. Well done. I think we're going to really see that continue to manifest with how he views the rest of humanity and people, and we
Right.
see it further exemplified in the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, again, the corruption knows no bounds. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the system that they're there to support is top priority. So
Yes. Yeah. Every
yep.
time I think I understand Homelander and what he's capable of. They just like make his character take it up a notch. He just does something
Hmm.
that's a little bit next level. And this
Yep.
episode, that was the yeah, heart fist, as I called it.
Yep. So then we already talked about her some, but
Hmm.
what's her name? I called her Marrow from X-Men, but
Oh, Papa.
yeah, Popclaw. We meet Popclaw, and
Oh
and
yeah,
she gets her toes sucked, which I am opposed to. I
agreed.
mean, it's
Agreed.
not.
Chris and I looked at each other and we're like, no thanks.
Yeah, no,
Mutual agreement.
pass, hard pass.
Hard
Yep.
pass. Yeah.
But I guess that's there to
Everybody's
show
got
that
the
he really
thing.
does care, right? Or
Yeah.
something, or that he really does care about his drugs, because that's
Right.
what this is about. And so, fictional world once again mirrors the real one. All the
Mm-hmm.
athletes are just on drugs.
Yep.
So, um, we get our first look at what these performance enhancing drugs are
Mm-hmm.
for the superheroes,
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit again of another dysfunctional relationship
Yes.
that clearly she is into him, but also is into getting the recognition again,
Yes.
like get me back in the spotlight.
Yep.
And he is like, well, I like you, but I
Classic
also
stall.
ultimately need drugs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Classic stall from a guy who never intends to take this relationship public. And I mean,
yep.
it could be a girl doing this to a guy too. I mean, in this situation, like this
Yeah.
is clearly one person who does care about the other person, but not more than they care about their image.
And we see that then we don't know how much is his choice and how much is, like you say, you got to be on brand.
Right.
So is it a thing where I didn't bring it to the higher ups because I assume they're going to say no?
Mm-hmm.
That's completely changed the image. You're no longer available, or your
Right.
numbers are going to go through the floor.
Right.
But
You're
then
not
what's a
you're not gonna be
person
our
to
player.
you?
Yeah.
And again, we get all these questions all the time of like, what is this worth to you?
Mm-hmm.
Supporting this corporation and their image, what is that worth from you personally?
Right.
And we got to hope that some people, someone gives it up.
Right.
Someone gives it.
Sometimes somebody's gotta throw a challenge in there.
Yep.
Right now, it looks like all of our superheroes are kind of taking it
Yep.
lying down here.
Yep.
But
It's the
yeah,
best.
I getting saucy over there, Joaquin. Um, so yeah, so I mean, I think that yeah, this is just a classic user usee
Yep.
relationship. I think there are feelings there. I mean, whoever portrays A Train, I don't know the actor's name, does a very good job selling both sides of,
Yep.
he does care, but also like this is never happening, and also give me the drugs because that's what I really need.
Yep.
So he does a great job there.
So Starlight then wait, well, do we have anything more to say about these guys in this situation? Oh yeah, you mentioned how Huey was being very helpful here with his tech wizardry.
Yes, yes, he is crushing this. So yeah, so the boys figure out where Popclaw lives, and they're trying to, figure out how to get inside her apartment to plant cameras and all these things. And Huey's like, "Whoa, you do not even need to do that. Like, we can just get inside, spy on her
Oh,
from all of her own technology. Like, I got this." So yeah, so Huey really steps up to the plate after kind of impressing everybody by killing translucent. Now he's got the brains to go with it. Like he gets them inside her apartment, hacks into her IP and sets them all up. So yeah, so he's obviously quite helpful here to the
yep.
guys.
Yep.
Even though he kind of gets a little tongue tied when he sees A Train in the
Yeah.
hallway there. That was an interesting moment
Yep.
that I think we're
I
gonna continue to have these like tension moments where Huey just like loses it and doesn't know what to do.
yeah. hmm
He
These other
definitely
people have gone through this and have
Mhm.
acclimated, and he hasn't.
Right.
It's going to be a weakness.
Yeah, he totally just like freezes up and then of course says like the exact wrong thing because they're supposed to be like in and out, like don't draw attention to yourself. Like he should have just been like, "Oh, I'm a fan, crazy, you're A Train, bye." But of
Yep.
course, he tries to go for the significance.
Yep.
Um which I think is interesting because I feel like Huey, despite A Train killing his girlfriend, is still sort of looking for redeemable qualities and sort of humanity in these superheroes. Like, I feel
Mm.
like he was almost testing A Train to see, like, would you recognize me? Do you remember that you killed Robin, who's my girlfriend? And do you remember apologizing to me? That's
Yep.
what I took the moment as. Perhaps it was something else. Perhaps it was like a challenge or something. I don't know if you maybe had a different view of it, but that's kind of what I took away. And I thought it was really interesting that, Huey's still trying to see who these people are.
Yep. Yeah. So they get into her network
Hmm.
and get past that. I find out about this drug. I love that Frenchie doesn't hesitate to offer himself up to test the drug.
Right.
I won't know until I try it.
Exactly. Which, yeah, is interesting because we've been talking about it in terms of superheroes. But what does it do to a regular person?
Yeah. Yep. Interesting to see.
Hmm.
And then I had like I guess a little gripe. It's a very quick moment, and I get why
Sure.
they did it, but they didn't need to do it to sell the point, I guess. So Starlight is doing a signing. She's in her new outfit that she's been contractually obligated to wear, or whatever, and that's more revealing. And I thought the point was made perfectly by the girl saying like I'm saving for your new outfit, and then she kind of like covers her chest when she's leaning
Yeah.
over to take a picture and stuff. And then some dudes shout out like show your tits. And I
Yeah.
just want to say like you didn't need to have that because I've been to a number of signings. I've been around signings and nerd conventions and different things with celebrities, comic cons and things, and I have never heard anyone do that.
Hmm.
They're about to be escorted out, and
Sure.
that's about what's going to happen.
Sure.
So like I get the point. They just already made it a couple times, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I found it to be a bit overt. I mean, I would have found it a little more believable if maybe, the guy was going in for a picture and tried to like squeeze her butt or like point his selfie phone like down her boobs or something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I could
Yep.
see that happening at like a signing or something, somebody just like takes advantage. Not that necessarily everybody would do that or anything. But I don't think that, those people aren't out there. But yeah, this felt a little like public. Like
Yeah.
security would have escorted this guy out, especially before he shouted a second time. I can't remember what he
Yep.
said the second time, but it wasn't anything better.
Just these, family friendly things, they usually kind of keep family friendly.
Right. Well, you think, yeah, like VOT security would be all over that.
I honestly bet, and I haven't been to one, so I wouldn't know, but I know they have like, porn expos or whatever,
Oh yeah.
adult entertainment expos and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm willing to bet people don't even shout that there.
Yeah. I would
it's
doubt
just
it.
because the idea to go and you're gonna treat this like a respectable profession kind of thing.
Right.
And if you bring us down and get trashy, ironically, then just that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah. I would go along with that. I mean, again, I obviously haven't been to one either, but yeah, I mean, I just don't think people in general shout that kind of stuff, especially at like a family kind of event, I mean, maybe at like if you're at a convention at 2 a.m. and everybody was drunk and I don't know, maybe somebody shouted something, but yeah, this felt a little.
I'm not saying it can't happen for sure. Of course, someone gets drunk, whatever. I just, again, they didn't need to do it to sell the point. Well, she's talking a little bit.
It was heavy-handed.
Yeah. I love your James Bond comparison here.
Oh.
So
yeah.
Popclaw is getting she's juicing.
Yes.
Which I was impressed by the amount of weight she was lifting. I thought that was good. She reminded me of Marrow from X-Men in terms of her bone claw that comes out.
Yes.
And she has some sort of, she's trying to get out of her rent maybe. And
she's definitely trying to make a deal with her landlord there, because she clearly does not. She either doesn't have the rent money, or was going to get it from maybe A-Train, maybe spent it on Compound V, But clearly trying to make a deal to get out of her rent with her landlord. Yeah.
So a little zinnia on a top, yes.
Yes. So they're indulging in a little like role playing, sex role play, and she catches him like as a robber stealing from her, and she makes him, she ends up like riding his face. And I just thought like she's clearly so lost in Compound V, like she's not realizing what's happening. He's starting to struggle underneath her. I thought she was going to accidentally smother him. So I totally like saw this coming, and then suddenly like we see his whole face and head explode. Like just like brains pop out. She crushes him with her thighs. I was not ready for that. Like I just like,
I mean, the dangers of intercourse with a superhero.
Juiced on Compound V.
Yep.
My
that's
God.
What you get.
Yeah, no. I just, the second it happened, just the way that it happened, the way that she was like crushing him with her thighs, and the way she just like finished, totally reminded me of, GoldenEye, Xenia on a top, where she like crushes guys with her thighs and just like gets off on it. Except in this case, we see afterwards that Popclaw did not mean to do that. She has an epic level freak out.
Yep.
But again, I love that this show like points out the mundane realities of the situation, where like the boys are watching this happen from their surveillance truck, and Huey's like, we could have done something.
Yeah.
And Butcher's like, what, you could have like crossed the street, up 4 flights of stairs and into that room before that happened? Like get a hold of yourself. There's nothing we could have done.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Woo.
Well,
what a way to close out
I was a little confused by that scene. Just I'm not sure what it's doing for her when he's just struggling down there, but it was quite a quite a shocking. What's that?
It was something. I mean, she clearly,
Something apparently.
yeah, she clearly finishes. So whatever he was doing, it was working for her.
But he was just like flopping around, like I can't breathe. I'm dying here.
I know. Ugh, God,
All right.
horrifying. But
Well,
yeah,
there it is.
like I said, what a way to
Hey,
close out an
there
episode.
are worse ways to go. We'll
That's
just say
true.
that.
That's true.
All right. All right. Anything else on episode 3? Otherwise, episode 4.
Episode 4. Yeah.
I loved this episode. I think this was maybe my favorite so far.
All right.
Like,
All right.
I
What made it your favorite?
Well, so I keep getting struck by, I'm really intrigued by Frenchie.
Mm-hmm.
So, we get another story from his like horrid past.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love how these just come out at whatever time. And I hope they keep coming. I hope he like that becomes a thing. He always has those. And his delivery with it, you know, it just strikes me as a person that really does try to drown all of his history in drugs and stuff. But we get to see his connection with this kind of beaten up superhero soup. So I enjoyed that. And then getting to see like the whole situation with Homelander and Queen Maeve with the plane is exceptional. And so yeah, we'll get there, but I thought this episode, so with one exception, and it's a big problem, and I'll launch into it right now with Huey and Starlight's relationship.
Okay.
I don't need this again, this kind of thing, because we know where this is going. Now they could throw us, but this isn't Doom Patrol. So more than likely they won't. We're going to have a situation where we have Huey who reluctantly decides to spy on the girl he is dating with. She is going to find out. She is going to be mad. They are going to have a rocky time, and they will eventually work things out. And I don't need to go through that roller coaster. I don't want to. I want him to be like, look, we need to not, you know, because then we just get into the whole like, it's just racism again or whatever, where, oh, they're superpower, therefore they're bad. This subset of person equals bad. And we should be able to be more intelligent than that. Like you say, he's looking for humanity in the superheroes. Well, he has found it in this woman. And you should be standing your ground in this. And look, yes, I am going to go on that date with her. And no, I am not going to spy on her. She's not done anything wrong. If something comes to the case, you know, she's literally an innocent country girl that's come out here to try to make a difference. And until she proves otherwise, you know, it's just not happening.
Yeah, so I agree with you somewhat. I like certain elements of this like Huey Annie relationship. I kind of would have liked it more, I think, if they were just like being friends, because in this episode, you know, they do go on a date, and Huey sees Robin, you know, her kind of like ghost image something, and freaks out. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it does feel rather soon to be calling this a date and like flirting and whatever. It could have just been like, hey, you know, like give me your number and maybe we can just like hang out as friends sometime. Like, I'm not really all that impressed by your superhero crap. So like, if you just want to go bowling and have a beer, like I'm your friend. So I kind of would have liked maybe more of that approach, because it does feel really soon for Huey to just sort of be thinking about dates. But I like the groundedness of their relationship. I do like the fact that Huey doesn't seem to be impressed, you know, obviously by her superhero-ness, which I think she needs, because I like her character and I think she just needs some normalcy away from Vought. I agree that I don't love we're friends or we're dating or something, and now I'm going to betray you because all superheroes are bad. And that's
Right.
how I feel. Because I was totally with him. I got that he was feeling wishy-washy about it. Butcher was obviously pressuring Huey. He's like, she's a superhero. They're all bad. And
Mhm.
it's tough to stand up to somebody in that situation, especially for a relationship that's so new as Huey and Butcher's. Like, they don't really know each other.
Yep.
So, Huey's learning how to, where his boundaries are and when and how to push back. So I thought it all could have gone really well until the moment where Huey got it together enough to like put that little tracker in her phone. And then I was like, damn it. Like, if you would have gone on the date and gone back to Butcher and been like, no, like, I'm putting my foot down. I went on the date. She seems cool. Can't do it. Like, I wanted it to go that way.
Yep. Yeah. It would. You're right. If he would have not done that part, destroyed the little thing he had or
Yep.
whatever, so it's a symbolic view. And I don't know what he was doing that phone. I don't know what technology that is, but whatever. Yeah. I have a problem with that. I mean, I get it. You're supposed to sit there and like, Huey, don't do it. But I just don't want to see that again.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
been
I
done.
genuinely just didn't want him to do it.
Yeah. And
Like,
I'd be happy if they didn't do it. I wouldn't be
yeah,
disappointed. Oh, but yeah, I
I
just
agree. Like, have him keep working on, taking down A-Train. I mean,
yep.
A-Train is
One at a time.
complex, but he's still a dick. Like, I'm still for that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, he's
Yep. He still
clearly done.
committed murder while high on drugs.
Right, exactly. And was clearly in this episode like about to commit another one.
Yeah.
As we see when he catches up to our mystery girl in the train
Yeah.
tunnels. Yeah, I just like
Right.
there's so many other problems that you have, like why make Starlight one of them?
Yep.
So
And Mystery Girl, like Frenchie is kind of taking a stand and like I'm not
mhm,
just, he that's clearly he has made that connection with her and is standing up for her. He clearly doesn't think, oh well, she's superhero, therefore she bad kind of
right,
thing.
right.
So yeah.
Yeah,
I
I feel like Frenchie's on board for A Train and for Homelander. And I don't necessarily know that, if they were going after others, how on board he would be. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I
Yep.
feel like they all sort of agree that Homelander's the worst,
Yep.
and we should definitely get Homelander, but, like, other ones, were maybe wishy-washy on, except for Billy's just like, "No, we gotta get them all." So,
I guess we get to see, we kind of jumped around there. I jumped ahead, but we get to
that's all
see Billy earlier days again, older relationship, happier, clean shaven, meaning
right.
he's a good guy then. And then later having a diarrhea pocket.
Yes,
Later
yeah.
when things aren't good, he
Yeah,
gets he's
what
on the
different
hot
home
pockets.
lives he has, from a happy little, sex haven with his sweetheart and a dog and a cute little house to now he lives in a cold,
Sex
empty
haven.
apartment.
Wait, wait,
Oh,
wait. He has
that's
a
what I
bed
said.
with a dog, and
Well,
therefore house
that's
is sex haven.
that's what I mean though. Like it's just like this idyllic little haven of a place
Okay.
and they're,
Okay.
like happy and having sex and like, it's like
Sex happens every
very
day.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. All
So
right.
it's yeah, this whole like idyllic life that he's got, and then it just like
Okay.
completely switches to this cold, barren apartment where he's heating up a hot pocket. Like, the contrast is very real.
Yep. Now, is this supposed to be messaging where in the previous episode we're told that um pizza rolls are trash, and then in this one we're actually eating a hot pocket?
Right.
Like
Mixed messaging.
we I mean,
I feel like we're
I don't know.
choosing the
Maybe
wrong things here. Pizza rolls above hot pockets. I mean,
I,
I don't
I'm
know what
feeling
this
like
is.
the show is just caving to the very thing they're critiquing in the show. So we critique this idea of like a corporate set image. You must do this because of because of the numbers, because of this, whatever, And then we get a paid hot pocket placement. And
Right.
I
We
feel
talk
like
about
they
pizza
paid,
rolls. Yeah.
yep. I feel like they paid the Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets paid them to diss pizza rolls. How about
Yeah.
that? That's
Yeah.
probably what's happening. This is shady stuff.
Corporate shills
Um,
over here.
yep. Yep. Um, let's see what else. Oh yeah, so we get more of
Mhm.
yeah, Huey's PTSD, which
Mhm.
is clearly going to be an issue. I'm
Mm.
surprised that Starlight didn't run off sooner, kind of thing. He's
Yeah.
being weird,
Yeah.
and would say he covered well.
He
You know,
did that whole, like, "You're holding back. I'm suspicious
yeah,
of you." That was a great cover because I did not see that coming. I mean,
yeah.
I thought she was holding back, but, like, I didn't see his smooth cover coming, his
And then
call.
we saw their conversation, that led to, like you say, kind of where she needs to be seen as normal, or that people are okay with her being the way she is, kind
Yeah.
of thing, whereas everybody else normally sees her for her superpowers and
Mhm.
feels one way or another because of it.
Right.
So, and then he goes and betrays her anyways, the
I
snake.
know. I'm still disappointed about it. I really am. I really
And
am.
he's
That was
not going to
that was a
report
low
back to Billy.
point.
He's just being a creep anyways. He's just going to, like, I'm going to see what she's looking
Yeah,
at and
I
listen
mean,
by her calls anyhow.
or, like, maybe he destroys it before they get anything and he disables the program. I don't know. I'm hopeful, but I feel like I'm reaching.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a thing, and I guess I would accept this outcome, being we've gone down this path, started on this path, that
Right.
he is, like, listening in to things and really is finding out that she is really very good. She's really a very good person, and therefore he cannot share, like, this stuff or go after her, and that's where
Yeah.
he makes the stand. She will still find out he did this
Right.
and then didn't act on it and
Mhm.
such, so that will lessen the blow. But
Right.
yeah,
Still not gonna be good.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
gonna be good.
Yeah.
um Poor the deep and
Yeah.
dolphin.
Yeah. So again, this episode, I almost cared about the deep. I mean, we start off, he's in therapy. Like, we
Hmm.
learn his real name is Kevin, which is so normal. It's so weird. And he's trying to, like, build up his confidence and, like, you matter and you can do things that matter, and tries to talk to Madeline Stillwell and just gets, like, shut down.
Hmm.
So yeah, if he wasn't such a creepy weirdo right in that first episode, I would feel bad for him. But I don't still, because he is a creepy weirdo.
But we can see it now for what it was.
Yeah,
It's an attempt,
at
it's a
power.
I've
Yeah.
been yeah, I've been beaten down. I've made to be felt worthless, and
Yep.
therefore I see an opportunity now where
Hmm.
I can make someone else feel that way a bit, and and assert a little bit of power, whereas I feel like I have none in the rest of my life.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I get now, like, the reasons behind it, but it's still a gross thing to do.
yep.
But yeah, so again, I almost feel bad for the deep. It was very sweet that he wanted to save the dolphins, and stop the mistreatment at not SeaWorld, but whatever world they were calling it.
Yeah, is Oceanland
Oceanland, Ocean World,
maybe?
something. Yeah. Yeah, that dolphin rescue. Oh my god, when he, like, drove out of there and he's, like, chatting with the dolphin. The dolphin, like, it was so cute until it was weird because the dolphin is like, "Hey, like, you interested?
Yeah.
Like, what's up?" What?
Will you leave me alone if I just touch it?
Yeah,
I
like,
don't want to
what?
know. I don't want to know. This
I
is
didn't
not.
know. I did not want to know that. And
Oh
of
man.
course, like, because of his therapy, I was assuming that it was gonna be the blowhole. We
Yeah, I
talked
know,
about
right?
that dolphin, like, blow up
Yeah.
doll that he got. Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah, that was so weird. And then it was like it took a turn again because it was so crushing
Yep.
after he had to slam on the brakes, that dolphin just, like, gets rocketed out of the van and run over by a truck.
Yep.
What
Mhm.
the hell?
Well, the irony is that he feels like he's kind of a joke and is treated as such, and the show is using him to be
The
the
butt of the
joke.
joke.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, for the comic relief.
Oh my
Hmm.
god. Yeah, honestly, that was so effing sad. Like, the dolphin being run over is, I mean, it was like one of the saddest moments in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like until the plane. I mean,
But the
I mean,
dolphin was getting
like,
creepy, so I was less sad than I would have been.
but
Were the
it was
dolphin just a normal dolphin that I didn't know what it was saying?
but it was like so much though. Like first it gets like rocketed out of the van and just like slides and bounces along the freeway, and then it gets
Ah,
run over, just
yep,
obliterated by this truck. It was so
yep.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
What's
it
the
was
message there? Like, keep the animals caged? Man, I don't know.
yes.
Just,
But yeah,
uh,
no, I mean, it made me think of like, the movie Free Willy. I watched that so much as a kid. I loved that movie. But it made me think of like, when they're like zooming down the highway with Willie in the trailer, you know, what if
they
that
gotta
went
stop
a whole lot of
fast. Yeah.
differently? And Willie was just Willie Roadkill. Like, oh
Yep.
God. Oh yeah. I was
And
very
yeah,
traumatized.
yep. The kid was talking to the whale, like, no, don't be gross. Yeah. Yeah. Could have been weird.
Yeah. Oh man. So sad.
Um, we love. There's all the pop references now. We
Yeah.
have the pop on the television, like the music video that
K-pop.
keeps playing,
Mhm.
and then Billy talking about the Spice Girls. You noted that down,
Of course I
comparing
had
them to Spice
to.
Girls.
Absolutely had to. That was my jam in my little, teens and tweens. Absolutely, Spice Girls were my jam. You had to know who you were. You had to know which Spice Girl you were.
Okay, which Spice Girl was? Let's see. You were. Hmm.
Mm. I
That's a good question. You were Scary Spice.
was not.
Okay, who was it?
Ginger Spice.
Ginger. Okay. All
Yep.
right.
Yep. I was the feisty redhead.
Okay. I don't. Yeah, I don't remember what they even all look like, honestly.
Yeah.
Um.
There were some pretty deep Spice Girl references though from Butcher here, which was very fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just think if you're. Wait. Okay. Wait. Victoria Beckham. That's who you were, Alan.
Alan was Posh Spice. Immediately clarifies, no. No. He just knows one of the Spice Girls. Yes.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
one
Yeah. Yeah.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
them.
You'd have to feel
Just for the
bad
record,
though,
Alan, I
as
can see it.
okay. I had to say, like, I would feel bad as one of them though, that their lives and careers just got shredded on this show. You
Well,
know,
I mean, it really did happen,
I
unfortunately.
mean, yeah, but
They are
the
cinemas
one of them is on like
jail.
the one was on the talent show, so she's still on
Very
TV.
MLB.
You
Yeah,
know,
but as Butcher notes, she's up to her eyeballs in lawsuits. Um, she's not doing super hot. I mean, she was on TV. I don't think she is a judge anymore. She's
okay.
also had some like questionable mental health issues. Um,
Mm,
because I think she said a couple things during interviews that people were like, don't know if you're like all there anymore.
mm.
So yeah, everybody, all of them have got some troubles.
And then Victoria Beckham, what was her issue? Like
No, she's
she
fine.
I mean, they were always talking about her as, wow, here's the best looking family ever to exist in
Yeah,
all of existence. It's like her and her husband and her kids, and they just show them like in a picture, and it's like,
yeah,
man, look at those genes. That's
yeah.
genetic lottery.
Butcher conveniently leaves them out of the narrative there. Like he goes through the lives and careers of the other four Spice Girls and leaves Posh Spice out, which I mean, he kind of has to because she is successful.
Yeah. Yep.
So
So, all right. Well, yeah. Spice Girls are fine. That's all right. I actually
that
love
was
Spice Girls too.
that was a very fun like switch then to playing a Spice Girl song during that little like
Yes.
fight scene. That was very
Yep.
fun.
Yep. See, they needed permission to do that.
Right.
So I guess they're all taking it with or whoever owns it now. That's
Yeah.
taking it with a grain of salt. So part of the sense of humor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we passed over about Translucent having a kid, like a
Yeah.
10-year-old or something.
That to me was like one of the biggest gut punches of this episode and really made Translucent like a person. And I think it made it so for Huey too. I mean, he was shocked, as was I, to learn that Translucent had a son. Because before he was just this like invisible creepo, you know,
Yep.
who like Butcher very accurately points out could be standing in the corner having a wank right now, and you never
Yep.
know.
Mhm.
And suddenly he's got a kid. You know,
Yep.
Starlight talks about, he goes to visit him all the time. That was rough.
Yep. Yep.
That was a rough revelation.
Again, everybody has layers.
Hmm.
And then you just brought up about when he was talking about that he's in the FBI.
Yeah.
Billy shows up in the FBI. He
Yeah.
just is able to get in somehow yet, So he's got his connections. That's an interesting dynamic. I feel
Mm.
like that's gonna go somewhere. Like these
Yeah,
guys are they start
absolutely.
out as this rough batch of people with various motivations and stuff.
Mhm.
And I think it's gonna become a, larger than themselves.
Mhm.
Um, and that could be a pretty big overall story we see here.
Yeah, especially if this whole military, bill passes and superheroes get into
Hmm.
the military, which I mean, this episode does a nice job setting up the very likely possibility.
Yep.
And, there are definitely people looking to prevent that. And I think if this director chick, I cannot remember her name, but if she, gets the proof from Butcher and his gang, she's going to use it. And I think that's going to be leveraged into like a bigger operation of, taking the
Yep.
superheroes down.
Yep. And that kind of leads into with the military stuff.
Mhm.
Our last two comments
Yeah.
on our notes here mirrored quite well.
Yes, they
You
did.
said, "Damn, Homelander is good," and I said, "He's good. Homelander knows what he's doing."
Yes.
Your comment had more attitude than mine, but they say the same thing
They do.
because we see the like fruit of the seeds we get in the previous episode about they're just humans. Like, why do we jump for them? And
Mhm.
when we see Maeve and Homelander go on a rescue mission for the plane and things go wrong, like you said, Homelander is sloppy, laser, not thinking ahead, not caring about the people because he doesn't have to care. Like,
Yeah.
I can be shot, doesn't matter, and whatever. It's kind of thing. And as opposed to saving as many people as possible.
Mhm.
It's what about the image? What's
Yep.
the image going to be,
Yep.
for us?
Yep.
Um, so it's
Yeah.
really cold. It's I think really effective. We get to see. I just Homelander does such a good job
He does.
being scary and creepy and odd and the
Yeah.
whole package.
His
Um,
charm is so creepy. Like
yep.
I don't know how people don't see through him more because like he just like sets my teeth on edge. Except for this like last speech. Like it set my teeth on
Yep.
edge, but I could see how he could be
I mean, we
incredibly
know. Yeah,
yeah.
because we know for sure.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
didn't know and you
No.
only saw the good deeds and stuff, and then you get this emotional plea to
Oh
like,
my God, he
I mean,
cries. It
yep.
is good. He is good.
Hmm. It's a really good performance, and it's again thinking on his feet. I like that scene before where he's talking to the director and saying, or the VP, I guess, and saying, how you know my cape was going to be red, and I said, no, give me American flag.
Mhm.
I don't need your script. I
Mhm.
know what to do here. And
Yep.
this was again the proof of that. Now it's like
Yes.
I know what to tell these peons. I
Yes.
know how to get them on my side. I know the message to spread.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he crushed it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, this episode gives you such insight into Homelander's psyche. I mean,
Mhm.
they get the mission, there's a plane that's been hijacked, it's international waters, it's no one country's territory, so we can go in there. Like, you can save these people if you do it like you're an American hero. We'd make the
Yep.
case. And it seems so perfectly set up. And so, Homelander goes in there and it once it goes south really quickly, you really see him just be like, okay, well, that's, those are my only two options. Like, I was either going to complete the mission and this was all going to go perfectly, or I bail. Like, there's no, second, third, fourth plan. There's no shit. This didn't go how I wanted it to. Let's make the best of the situation. Maeve's coming up with all these ideas. Like, what if you flew under the plane? What if you guided it? What if you did this? Like, what if you made the trips back and forth and landed as many people to safety as possible? And Homelander's like, ugh, nobody's got time for that. I'm so lazy. And what if I puncture the hole and, I try and it doesn't work? Like, man, it's one or the other. It's all or nothing. And yeah, it's so gross to watch. And it's so sad to see Maeve continually try and
Yeah.
like shut down every time.
Yep.
And I
Gotta
could
feel pretty
sense,
hopeless. You can't fly in this situation. You're a
yeah,
superpower, but you can fly. So what do you
yeah,
do?
right. You could just sense her being like, if I could fly, like I could do something, but she can't, you
Mhm.
know? I like her character too much to like have really wanted this to happen, but I almost wanted her to go down with the plane.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like
I thought about that too.
I
It's too early
almost
for that
wanted it.
though.
Yes, yes. I
I
agree.
could see that moment coming.
Yeah.
Like that could be a real thing because I thought of that as well. It's like yeah, I'll go down with you. Or you
I would
get
have
you
respected
wait,
that.
you ride it out further, and you take like the little girl and you jump out with her. You
Right.
know,
Something,
you
something.
go back first, into the water,
Yep.
holding her, and be one. But that doesn't work for the story.
Right.
That forced Homelander to come over and kill the kid.
Right. Exactly.
And that would have been a powerful moment. I mean, like even worse, but like we didn't need that because, but that's what he
We
would have
are.
done. I'm convinced now that's what
Oh,
that would have been
absolutely.
this
I
situation.
did. I was sort of half waiting on the beach for like them to be like, "Oh my God, we found a survivor," and then Homelander having to be like, "Shit, I gotta
Yeah.
kill this person."
Well,
It
it'd
could
be
still
interesting if
happen.
they recover a phone
Yeah,
that was recording.
or a black box or something.
Yeah.
Or
Hmm.
recover pieces of the plane and see that, he shot his laser eyes into the cockpit and burned it, like,
Yep.
I mean, he was just so sloppy. There's so many things they could discover, and Homelander was just like, "Whatever."
But presumably, this company seems connected enough that they will make sure that that doesn't see the light of day. You
Yeah,
know,
it would
it's
be
always,
an interesting race between them and the boys to see if, that somebody can get it out first.
yep. Hmm. Yep.
That's actually, I mean, I think we can kind of wrap it up, but that's the other quick thing that we didn't talk about. Um, that was kind of a big thing in these couple episodes. uh Vought recovered, thanks to the deep, the
Oh
remains of
yeah.
translucent
Yep.
in that zinc box, which we
Hmm.
learned Homelander can't see through. So we learned, a weakness of his X-ray vision, a very odd one, but a weakness nonetheless. And the coming for you, that
Yep.
message that Billy left. So they are very aware that someone is after them.
Yep.
They don't know
Well,
who, but
maybe Billy shouldn't stare Homelander down in a crowd then,
I
uh,
know, I know. That
and
was
then
an epic
mysteriously
stare down.
disappear. That was
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That was good. Like I got an uncomfortable feeling from Homelander's face,
yes,
and I liked the moment where just like a man could make, just a peon could make maybe Homelander feel a little uncomfortable. Like, what
yeah,
is this person? What's the deal?
yeah. He was definitely showing some nerves. Not like, I'm falling apart or anything, but definitely just like it's really looking at
Mhm.
me.
And I
So
guess one last thing you had mentioned somewhere. So you think that the child, the baby, is Homelander's? Is that what you're telling me? One of your comments.
mm.
Let's see. Homelander looks nervous for his boy.
Oh, no, no, no. I meant for A-Train.
Oh, gotcha.
No, no,
Gotcha.
no,
Gotcha.
no. I didn't. I mean, I had had that suspicion quite briefly in like episodes 1 and 2 because he had that whole like weird like sexual tension I thought with Madeline and got weird about like her breastfeeding and stuff and I was like, what is this? But no, I definitely like the way he acted towards that baby in these episodes. I was like, oh no, he hates that baby. It's not his.
It's very odd. Like, is it the thing that's keeping him from her or the
Yeah.
connection? Like, it's the reminder that she's with someone else,
Right.
or like, or just being put off by something even like so
Right.
frail and uncontrollable. Like,
Right.
make it quiet.
Or like, she's paying it. She has to divide her attention now.
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
doesn't have enough time for me anymore.
It's
Which is very
interesting that
like
this,
very like first child, second child. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's almost like siblings.
it's weird this relationship like offers up so many questions.
Yes, it really
Like
does.
of anything in the show, it's very mysterious at this
Yes.
point.
Yes. I'm interested to see where that relationship goes because there's a lot to unpack there, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, no, when I was talking about that, I just thought it was interesting that like Homelander genuinely looked nervous for like A-Train trying to win that race. Like he was just like moving around and like kind of shaking stuff out and shifting. And I just was like, wow, I didn't, think this was gonna rattle him so much.
I bet he can tell he's on the drug though.
Yeah.
Like he's seeing how he's like he was talking about the one guy, Mr. Edgar, and how he can see his blood and whatever, and he's so close to like just having a heart attack or something, So I feel like he could probably see just the pulse and the like difference in body chemistry that's going on
Right.
with H if he bothers to look.
Right. Yeah, I bet he could see that as well. I just think like maybe he didn't know how fast Shockwave was. Even juiced up, would A-Train win? And I don't know. It was just like a very weird, like again, a humanizing moment. Like that Homelander was like nervous about the outcome. I mean, probably because it would reflect on himself. Like you can't have an inferior member of the Seven, which he leads. So of course he would like bring it back to himself, but it still was a moment of nervousness.
Yep. The Shockwave really needs a new outfit. Like his glasses are way better, but doesn't it look like his butt cheeks are exposed?
Yeah.
It's like sort of flesh tone. So he turns around, he's just wearing, it's like he's wearing a thong.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's bad. It's bad.
Well,
the first time I was like, whoa, what's that outfit? What's that?
I said, that's why he lost.
Yeah. Yep. He was self-conscious about his butt cheeks being out. So he didn't run to his best
little like
ability.
assless chaps there.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's The Boys season 1, episodes 3 and 4. I was happy with them. I look forward to the next ones.
Same.
And yeah. Well, as we mentioned earlier on the show, we have DC Fandom coming up this Saturday, 24-hour event. So I'll be attempting to check that out. You mentioned you will be as well. We'll definitely try to talk about some of the stuff coming out with that this weekend, hopefully. And in the meantime, you should go watch our other videos, and you should tell other people that you watched our videos and that they should watch our videos. And all our videos are on YouTube, youtube.com. You can search for Popcast on the Rocks. It will all come up. We've got all the episodes. We're over 50 episodes if you count these bonus episodes. So we've got a lot of content there. And you should check out Killing the Flower, the band. They provided our theme song. They are on Instagram and Spotify. And yeah, we have a social media stuff too, which you mostly do. I'm not good at social media things. So check that out. Facebook, Twitter, our website. Yeah. Go to all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's check it out. We're everywhere.
Yeah. All right. I am Joaquin tonight, I guess, and this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me.
Of course. As always. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.